I'm Summer Huntington of Mace Vinyasa and Shala, and today I'll be taking you through a loaded flow focused on hamstring flexibility and mobility. Mace Vinyasa loaded flows are essentially taking a steel mace, this is a 7-pound steel mace, taking it with me through each and every power pose. Now a power pose is defined as a pose where I'm standing on 2 feet. So things like my warrior 2, my reverse warrior, my extended side angle are all power poses. Versus something that's more of a decompensation pose might be like a seated spinal twist. Here I'm focusing on twisting and increasing range of motion in the muscle belly, the tendons, and the ligaments. Versus in a power pose, I'm focused on balance, wielding my weapon or my arms out in a ready position. And all of those warrior stances or warrior poses were actually used by warriors to train for battle, to develop stamina and to actually keep our base of gravity, our center of gravity, low to the ground so that in a fighting scenario, fun fact, we're less likely to fall over when we're in that wide base of support. So that's where the term warrior actually comes from, side note. Let's go through our flow focused on hamstring flexibility and mobility. Starting in mountain pose, root the shoulders down and back, lengthen through the crown of head as if you have a string pulling from the center of your head. See that your pelvis is neutral, find dynamic tension in mountain pose. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands through prayer, forward fold over the legs. Ha, empty lungs, head hangs heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, step back to a high plank. See that the hips are in a neutral position, lats are on, glutes are engaged. Wrap the eye of the elbow forward, shift your shoulders forward, bend your arms 90 degrees, make a shelf, chaturanga. Flip the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you have tight hamstrings, deep bend in the knees at first, prioritizing pressing your shoulders back behind your wrists, and then eventually maybe straightening out the legs a little bit. Inhale, stretch right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, spiral the back foot down, take an over grip, row the mace to your chest. Option to press your mace up in a block position. Breathe. Option to keep your mace in a 2-handed prayer position here. When you enter each pose, generally in the flow section in Mace Vinyasa, you're here for about 2 to 5 breaths, closer to 2 to 3 today. From your warrior 1 position, pivot the back foot slightly, choke up on the mace a little bit. Externally rotate the front arm and the front leg, find warrior 2. Deepest bend in the front leg, inhale and exhale. Option to press the mace out to 2-handed flag if you're advanced. Keep recruiting your lats, sink deep into the front leg. Tendency is to shallow up the depth, but really go deeper here if you can. Inhale, bring the mace into back position. Exhale, unsheath the mace, modified side flag at first, then your full side flag. With control, slowly place your mace globe, press it up to the sky. Deepest bend in the front leg, opening the hips. So notice I'm opening my hips in all directions, bearing load in deep external rotation of that front hip. Pull back to the starting position, straighten out the front leg, mace comes to prayer. Left hand on bottom, right hand on top. This is a wide prayer stance. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, hinge forward. So my first 2-legged hamstring stretch here is the wide-legged forward fold under load. Breathe. Pack the shoulders, ripping and crushing, micro-bending the knees. Drive up. You can do a couple reps here if you'd like. Hinge forward. Nice flat back, activating the lats, activating the back muscles, the mid-back muscles, stretching the hamstrings by tipping the body weight into the forefoot. Come back up. Next, we have Trikonasana. So I first lengthened both hamstrings in wide-legged forward fold. Now I get the opportunity to lengthen just one, so even more load on just one single leg. Choke up. Level 1 is to really hold close to the globe at first. Take the front palm here. Keep the mace kind of lined up with the body. It can kind of be here. Tilt your back hip for triangle pose. Reach, elongate. Option 1, I can press my mace up so the tail is now parallel to the ground. Rolling the shoulder back, micro-bending the front leg. Another variation if you have stronger wrists. Tilt the hips. Drive the mace up as you come down. So now the globe is stacked and my wrist is in inversion here. Big hamstring stretch. And then pull back down. Bring the mace into reverse guard position. Bend into the front leg, deep warrior 2 position. Press the mace up and overhead as you pivot to the back ball of foot. Deepest bend in the front leg. This is a big hip flexor stretch here. Squeeze the back glute on. Open the chest. Inhale. Come a little deeper. Hold that asana. Microbend the elbows. Rip and crush the mace. Create torque. Exhale. Place the mace down. Carefully step back. High plank. Keep your structure. Glutes on, lats on. Shift the shoulders forward. Chaturanga, low plank. Make a shelf. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Let's go through the same exact sequence on the opposite side. Spending 2 to 3 breaths in each asana. Inhale, stretch the left leg up. 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through. Back foot spirals down. Over grip. Block. Breathe. Option to be in prayer. And breathe. From here, choke up on the mace. Find your warrior 2 leg stance. Mace and modified side flag with 90 degrees here. Not here, here. Option to press the mace out. Deepest bend in the front leg. Opening up the hips and strengthening the hip flexors. Mace switch. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe. I'm just gonna switch here so that you can see me from the other side. Mace switch. Pivot the leg in, hinge forward, a nice flat back. Rise up. Maybe press the mace up to a torch, 2-handed torch. When you're ready for triangle pose, bearing load on the one hamstring, choke up if you need to. Front hand reaches out, tilt the hips, glide down as you press your mace up. At first, if you're struggling with balance, you can bring your gaze to the ground. Eventually, over time, you can look up. With control, pull the mace back up. As you're wanting to work on wrist inversion, microbend this leg, tilt, reach, and breathe. Come back to the starting position. I think we missed our extended side angle is another way, another posture that's going to open up hips and hamstrings. Come back to warrior 2. Take your reverse guard position, deepest bend in the front leg. Cartwheel the mace up. Find your high lunge, deepest bend in the front leg. Spend a little time here. This is a great hip flexor stretch. Great for lengthening the front line. Inhale. Exhale, lower the mace with control, place it onto the earth. Step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale. And generally, when you're practicing still Mace Vinyasa, you want to go right into the unloaded flow immediately following. Inhale, right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step through, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, open out, warrior 2. Extended side angle, vertical, or this time without a load, you can take the hand up and overhead. Straighten front leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Kind of switching the order just a hair. We could go forward fold here. Switch to the front of the mat. Cartwheel the hands down. Vinyasa flow. Inhale, exhale. So, same thing on the opposite side. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Triangle. Wide-legged forward fold for hamstrings. Ending in warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and out of the waist. Cartwheel down in vinyasa flow. High plank, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. If you want extra hamstring flexibility, scoot your feet back. Press your shoulders back, microbend your knees. Big hamstring, big calf stretch. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees. Walk, jump, or float. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. If you really want to deepen the hamstring stretch, do a little bind here. Find that resistance. Rip, rip, rip. And release. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Hands by your side. Mountain pose. I like to do one hand on heart, one hand on belly, calming the nervous system, especially after training a loaded and unloaded asana. I hope you enjoyed that little flow, taking you through variations of power poses with load and then removing the load and just noticing the ease in which you're able to tap into the yoga pose and really get the full benefit, the full stability, the full activation of the pose. Ideally, when we train with load and remove the load, we trick our nervous system into perceiving that yoga asana as easier, which makes the yoga more enjoyable and it makes it more effective. We're not fighting our nervous system and going into like fight or fight sympathetic nervous system tone when we're doing yoga, which we don't want. We want to be in that calm, expanded state where we're able to tap into the breath and tap into parasympathetic so that the yoga can actually do its job. Hope you found this interesting. Leave a comment below, and thanks so much for practicing still Mace Vinyasa flow with me.